I want to jump to another trend, Gerald, that this has been like right in front of me. This is, I framed it up on my radio show yesterday as the greatest fight of our life. And it's a massive trend that I see that's been shaping up rapidly for a long time. And this is the trend of censorship. And so, you're saying that when all else fails, they take you to war. You called the banksters. You called them the bank bandits. I haven't heard that term. I like that. What we're seeing because of this is the greatest level of fraud right in front of our face that we've ever seen, from the Biden crime syndicate to whatever happened with the elections to going into wars, all of this. And the internet has given us, people like you and I, the ability to see this, talk about it, and they don't like that, I'm guessing. And we are seeing this massive push. There's three things that I saw just this week. One, Biden signed a new executive order to control artificial intelligence. Two, Jim Jordan put out this whole expose on this election integrity partnership and CISA and how they actively work to control the 2020 election. And then now Biden's doing this thing called digital equity, where they want to take over the the FCC, and would give the administrative state total control over internet services, including how ISPs are able to allocate capital, where they can build, and the services that consumers could purchase. And then lastly, I'll throw this point out. I saw today a California, of course, a Californian is running for Congress on an anti-free speech platform. What is going on with that?
It's been going on, and just keeps escalating. Journalism is dead in the country. It's not journalism anymore. You tune into your favorite network to hear the crap that you want to swallow. And again, we've been talking about this. It's in the Trends Journal in this edition. We have a whole article, we call it Censorship 2.0. This really started to escalate around 2014. That's when we really started writing about it. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Look what happened with the COVID war. They called anybody that didn't want, that opposed getting a gene therapy inoculation, the first ever injected into the human body, conspiracy theorists. And misinformation. If you don't swallow government crap, then you believe in misinformation. Right. So it's right in front of everybody's eyes, and it's only getting worse. Again, journalism is dead. And they only sell one side of the story. Look, again, I couldn't stand this little bastard. And Bill Clinton, every time he got caught with his pants down, bombs away over Baghdad, a real arrogant bastard, gave us, there's a great clip, by the way, of Madeleine Albright, which Biden quoted recently, of when Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes asks Madeleine Albright if the price of 500,000 Iraqi children under the age of 5 is worth the sanctions Clinton put on and the bombing in Iraq. And she said, yes, it is. So let's go back to the media and censorship. This is the son of a bitch, this arrogant little paid-off clown that gave us the Federal Communications Act of 1996. That allowed the bigs to buy up everything. Cumulus, all these companies. Now you have 5 or 6 companies that own over 90% of the media. So the big corporations, just like they own everything else, own the media. And they're in bed with, the government's in bed with them. Morons and imbeciles call it campaign contributions. Adults call it bribes and payoffs.
Right.
So we have no media. And that's why when the Trends Journal, we're giving people what used to be, journalism. It's gone now. And when we write the articles, by the way, we say, this is what's being reported, using their language. And then we give, this is our trends analysis, so you know it's coming from us. This is our trend forecast, so you know it's coming from us. We're not skewing the story like they do. Journalism's dead. And again, Bill Clinton is responsible for that. Also put China into the World Trade Organization. And when they destroyed our... people forgot about, by the way, the Battle of Seattle, 1999. When China was going to be brought into the World Trade Organization, they had a WTO meeting in Seattle. Almost 50,000 people took to the streets in protest because they knew our jobs would be sucked out. You know what the media did? All they covered were these agents provocateurs that were smashing windows and maybe burning a car or something. And everybody forgot about why the people were protesting. And so going back to censorship, that's what they do.
But I think, like you mentioned, Bill Clinton's thing in 1996, which allowed for this kind of monopolization of media, et cetera. But it seems like now with the rise of the internet, like the ability for you and I to sit here and talk about this, you be able to put out your Trends Journal, we've sort of taken away the power of that legacy media. Legacy media is no longer trusted. People see that it's all propaganda. So we have the rise of the Joe Rogans, and we even have typically left-leaning people like Matt Taibbi or Michael Schellenberger now seeming to be voices of reason. And it seems like that is now the threat. Oh, we can't allow those people to say anything. Yeah. And so we have to make it illegal. Under the guise of safety, we have to make it illegal.
Exactly. Look what they did again during the COVID war. Guys like Dr. Joseph Mercola, banned.
Right.
One after another, banned. You don't buy the, and again, like you said, they may take us off the air. People can't believe that I'm still on when they watch my
I can't either.
podcast. So yeah, it's censorship. And again, this is the America, by the way, that slaughters people all over the world under the line that we're bringing freedom and democracy, as they're stealing it from us right in front of our eyes. Once upon a time, there was a thing called the Declaration of Independence: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is never talked about anymore. All it is misery. And liberty, no. Remember they were going to put that clown woman in there as the misinformation director.
Yeah.
And by the way, I find that sexist, calling it misinformation. We should call it gender information. Let's really be stupid about it.
Yeah. And over and over again, we see that the greatest purveyor of misinformation is the state itself.
Yep. Everything
they've told us from the pandemic forward has been proven to be wrong. Everything from the pushing of the Steele dossier and the Russian disinformation, all that's been proven to be false.
Yep.
They censored the whole Biden laptop story. All that was proven to be false. All of the safe and effective medicine, all that's been proven to be false. Like, they're the ones that push the misinformation and then project that onto us, it seems like.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Again, they run the government. Here, who's our defense secretary? Lloyd Austin. What was his last job?
I'm not sure.
Sitting on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor in the United States.
Of course. It's always a revolving door.
It's not a revolving door. It's one door.
Okay.
The corporations are in charge of everything. I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate. I used to run major political campaigns in Westchester County, the richest county in America back in the 1970s. I was on the other side. I know what a freak show it is. The people that are politicians are the little boys and girls that I couldn't stand in college that wanted to be class president or head of the student council.
Yeah.
You buy these little nothings off for nothing. And that's all they are bought off. The government is completely, it's a crime syndicate controlled by, so when you're talking about, before you were talking about the drug stuff, Big Pharma, look at the money they give. And by the way, how about drug dealers rather than calling them Big Pharma? And again, it's one after another. They are the ones that control the government. It's the big corporations that tell these little clown boys and girls what to do. They're ballless little nothings.